This is just a recording of what we demonstrated in the Excel tutorial today. So I'll just go up to the middle page. And this is a tutorial looking at the first coursework actually. We've done the testing earlier this afternoon down in the lab, and we've got the data. The data has now been given to us here. I've already loaded this up. So the data for sample 1, sample 2, sample 3. We've got the average breadth for each sample, the average height for each sample, and the average length for each sample as well. And then we've got sample number 1's data, 2 and 3. We're going to just go over very quickly just how to process that data. I'm going to start off with giving myself some extra space. Just do that. I'll go insert. And for speed, I'm going to just remember a number at the bottom of my data, which is 470, row 470. Just write it up there just now, just in case I forget. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something here. I'll do it now. fmax underscore sample number 1. Then I'm going to go f1 underscore sample 1, f2 underscore sample number 1, and then I'm going to go b average sample number 1, height average sample number 1, and then length underscore 2. Sorry, length sample number 1. And we'll go max, we'll go equals, and we'll come down the first column. And because I've recorded my end of the data, happens to be 470, close brackets. So start that again. I will go equals max, open brackets, come down, 470, close brackets, and that's my maximum value. You see it's a little bit more precise than what's been reported up here, hence why I use R1. I'm going to name that cell fmax underscore 1. So that cell is now named. And I'll name all of these cells, I think. Oh, sorry. There we are. And I'm going to go, this is for F1 for sample number 1. That'll be 10%, so equals 0.1 times the Fmax. Then I'm going to go equals 0.4 times the Fmax. And the breadth, I'll just go equals, I'll go to my data, there. Height, go to data for sample number 1, and equals the length, and there's our length. And these are all stored in. This is in kilonewtons and millimeters. Perfect. Now I want to know where about, well let's graph the data first of all. So select something random, insert, scatter graph. I'm going to select this one here without the points on it, so just the lines. Select data, add, sample 1. I'll go my X data, my horizontal. and it was 470. And my Y data comes down here, again 470. And so there we are, we've got a graph showing our data, and our max is obviously up here somewhere. Perfect. Now, we want to know where the 10% and 40% lie. So if I just go up here, I'm going to type in row, and I'll type in the value, and if I go equals, I'll just come out of that just for a second. I'll go in here, I'll go match, match, and look up what it says there, look up value, match that value there, comma, and then look up the array, and it's going to be 470, close. We get 20. If I go here, I go index, index, it says for the array, we'll do the array first, 470, comma, the row number, close bracket. Perfect. So that's the Y, or that is the force. So if now we want to find where about on the displacement, we'll call that W. Okay, we want to know, I'll go W underscore F1 underscore sample 1. And I'm going to just take what we've got here, copy that, paste it in there. I'm going to change that C to a B and that C to a B. And we can see it's now taking the data for the displacement rather than the force. Perfect. And now we want it for F2. Well, we can literally just copy, paste, change that to that, and then I can literally just copy, paste. I have to change this though. I have to move that up to 29. And we can see now that my array starts in the correct place. Otherwise it would be one out, be slightly wrong, just marginally wrong, but it would still be wrong. And we'll go copy, paste, and that would be F2 for sample number 1. We can copy that, paste that down there, double check that everything's correct. Nope, we'll have to change this array, move it up 1. Now it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Now what we want, we've got the equations that we're looking for. So let's do F underscore C 0 degrees, and this is this equation here. Move this out of the way a little bit. And we'll go open equals, we'll go F max divided by the area, so open brackets, breadth times the average height, close brackets. And there we are. And now we want this. We'll go E in compression, 0 degrees. Oops. Equals, open brackets. We'll go length times, open brackets, F2 minus F1, the force. Close brackets again, divided by, I'll open brackets twice this time, the area breadth, average breadth times the average height. Close brackets equals, open brackets, W2 take away W1, close brackets again, enter. Absolutely perfect. This is what we covered. This is what we covered in the class. In the tutorial Excel session. We didn't go any further than that. Obviously, you've still got more things to do, but this is the main bulk of it. As we stated, please don't just do screenshots. For example, don't just do screenshots like this and put this into your document. That's not what we want to see in your document. Take a bit of pride in what you're doing. For example, the charts, you could copy the chart. You could put it into a Word document. Let me get a Word document open. And then paste it in there. Now, one more thing we didn't cover in class, but we'll cover it now. You might want to chart this again. Copy, paste. Keep that one, we'll play about with this one. And you might want to only chart within the zones of F1 and F2. So we can see that it's at those areas there. What you could do is, you could, well, let's identify where they are first of all. 20, that would be 49. So it starts at 29, that'd be 28. So it'd be 28 plus 20, and it would be 28 plus 53. So you could choose to do this. Select data, edit data, and we'll start at 48, 48, and then 81, and then 81. So you've done that there. We can select that, right click, add a trend line. We could display the R squared value. Fortunately, your R squared value is such that we don't need to amend anything. We'd also display the equation. And there's the equation there for that trend line. So our data is absolutely fine. We don't need to amend anything. However, if, for example, your data wasn't fitting quite just as well, I see it's not perfect, but if it wasn't fitting just as well, you could perhaps move slightly up F1 or move slightly down F2, but we don't need to in this scenario. You may also want to report this here within your first report. Okay, I don't think there's anything else we need to cover just now. But thank you very much.